Legends say there's a being who dared to steal fire from the gods, a gift forbidden to humans, and for it, he suffered endlessly. No mortal could defy Olympus without facing doom, yet he chose compassion over fear. His name was Prometheus. Before humans had fire, the world was cold, dark, and afraid. Night swallowed the land, and the wind felt like a knife against bare skin. People huddled in caves, trembling around dying, embers stolen from lightning strikes, not knowing how to call the flame back once it vanished. They ate raw meat, bled from simple wounds, and watched their children shiver themselves to sleep. Above them, the gods watched from golden halls, warm and untouched by hunger or fear. And among those gods lived a titan named Prometheus, a being older than most of Olympus, a thinker who loved humans in a way the gods never could. He walked among them in secret, saw their cracked lips, their burnt hands from failed attempts at warmth, their eyes filled with questions the world refused to answer. He knew something the gods wanted to keep for themselves. Fire was not just heat. Fire was power. It meant light in the darkness, food that did not poison the body, and metal shaped into tools instead of breaking bare fingers on stone. Zeus, ruler of the gods, believed humans were too weak to deserve such a gift. He feared what they might become if they were allowed to grow beyond helpless creatures kneeling in the dark. So fire was locked away in Olympus, guarded like a treasure that only the immortal were worthy to touch. Prometheus argued. He spoke calmly, carefully, reminding Zeus that humans were fragile because they had been kept fragile. That weakness was not their nature, but their prison. Zeus laughed at him. The king of gods had no interest in watching mortals rise. Power is jealous by nature, and Zeus was no exception. That night, Prometheus made a choice that would end his freedom forever. He climbed the cold steps of Olympus while the gods slept, his footsteps silent against marble, his shadow stretching long across the halls of power. He reached the sacred fire, burning endlessly in the hearth of the gods. And he did not take it with pride or anger. He took it with sorrow and love, hiding a glowing ember inside a hollow reed, shielding the flame from the wind, carrying it down from the heavens like a stolen heartbeat. When he placed that fire into human hands, the world changed in a single breath. Flames bloomed in the dark valleys. Fear retreated from the night. People learned to cook their food, to harden clay into shelter, to shape metal into blades and plows. The cold lost its grip on their bones. Children laughed around warm light instead of crying in the dark. And for the first time, humans were not just surviving, they were becoming. Zeus felt it the moment the first human fire burned. He felt the balance shift. He felt control slipping from his fingers. The king of gods did not rage at first. He smiled, and in that smile was punishment. Prometheus was dragged before Olympus, not as a titan of ancient blood, but as a criminal who had dared to choose compassion over obedience. Zeus did not kill him. Death would have been mercy. Instead, he ordered Prometheus to be chained to a lonely mountain cliff at the edge of the world, where the sky was always gray and the wind never rested. There, an eagle descended every day, its wings beating like thunder, its beak tearing into Prometheus' flesh, devouring his liver while he remained alive, unable to die, unable to escape. By night, his body healed. By morning, the eagle returned. Pain became his eternity. Day after day, scream after scream, the same suffering repeated without end. Prometheus did not beg. He did not curse the humans he had saved. He watched the firelight flicker in distant villages below the mountain, and even in agony, he found meaning in their warmth. The gods passed by his prison sometimes, looking away, pretending not to hear the echoes of his pain. Zeus ruled on, confident that fear would keep order, that punishment would teach obedience. But stories spread among humans of the Titan who had bled so they could hold light in their hands. They whispered his name like a prayer. Prometheus became a symbol of what it costs to challenge power. He became the quiet truth that those who give others the tools to grow are often punished by those who fear losing control. Ages passed. Empires rose and fell. The fire Prometheus gave turned into forges, then cities, then machines, then engines that reshaped the world. Humans learned to bend nature, to carve mountains, to split atoms, to send thoughts across invisible waves. Each step forward carried the same shadow of fear that Zeus once felt. Every new gift of knowledge frightened those who ruled the old order. And still, the story of Prometheus remained, not as a tale of a titan chained to a rock, but as a mirror held up to power itself. Because every time someone dares to share knowledge, to lift others out of darkness, to break the rules that keep people small, there is always a voice that says, "You are not allowed to do this." There is always a punishment waiting for those who light fires in forbidden places. Prometheus' chains were made of iron and divine will, but the chains of today are quieter. They are made of laws, of fear, of silence, of threats disguised as protection. Yet the fire keeps spreading. It moves from hand to hand, from mind to mind, refusing to be owned by gods or kings. Prometheus remains on that cliff in the story, his pain repeating with the sun, but his gift walks free in the world. Every warm home, every glowing screen, every tool that turns struggle into possibility, carries a piece of that stolen flame. And the question his story leaves behind is not whether the gods were cruel. It is whether we, now holding the fire, will use it to warm each other, or become the new gods who decide who deserves to burn and who must stay in the dark. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more tales that shape our world.